Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is the YouTube channel Soul Tribe, which over the last couple of months, and by the way, my name is Soul Man. I'm the founder and creator of this channel, and but more than a channel, and way more than myself, it's about really a tribe, creating a tribe and a community and a voice, and a shared voice with some common values, and not the least of which are the core values that the earth that we live on and all of our ecology and all of nature basically are nothing less than sacred and super precious to us. Originally, when I conceived this channel and what I was going to do here in Sebastian, Florida, where I currently live and where I feel I'm going to call home for the rest of my life, somewhere nearby here anyway, the whole idea now with Soul Tribe basically is I want to acquire some land, and this will be tribal land, but it will also be public land and shared land, and sort of a living laboratory, if you will, for things that pertain to micro farming. So I envision it both as an institute of learning and sharing, but also an example of how things can be done, and especially in Florida's climate, which some of these things will have to be adapted. And I want it to be a global place, and I want it to be very public. And since I'm on the internet, and since it is an international medium, I want it to be that way, and so I would like people to come and visit from all over the place. But first, it's sort of like that old baseball movie, The Field of Dreams. You have to build it, and they will come, type of thing. Well, right now, I've got the clarity, I've got the vision, I've got the passion and the desire to do this for the rest of my life, but it's going to be a joint venture with all of us, and I really want it to be that way. So I'm thinking strongly about doing maybe some of these crowdfunding type things that are out there, Kickstarter and so on and so forth. I think I can get it all started on a very modest budget, and in fact half of the budget would be for an actual solid piece of real estate, a piece of land. So I've crafted a mission statement, I've crafted a business plan. I'm going to have to make changes at the taping or videoing of this little presentation that I'm giving right now, to my website, to the soultribe.biz. I've actually got the domain name, and back when I was thinking about Soul Tribe being a YouTube channel and a website and a service and a public service dedicated to all things holistic and healthy and healing, now there's been a dramatic change, and the last month or two of my life here in Sebastian have really brought that about, So, and these are all things that I've been super interested in for a long time. For instance, gardening is my favorite hobby. Permaculture is sort of a fancy new movement, I'll call it, even though it's primarily just getting back to basic fundamental stuff that's been around for centuries on, how basically everything on the land and around us can be considered a resource or an asset in some way, and to be either nurtured or worked with or somehow understood and respected better than just to annihilate it with pesticides and herbicides and poisons. Right now here in Florida locally, we have a water quality crisis, and it's been decades long coming, and we've been lied to by big corporations and governments and all kinds of things, just to keep the greed and the all the terrible corruption. It's like has been self-feeding, but I feel like these things are changing, and there's a lot of positive things happening too, and I feel like a lot of these, I'm going to call them evil practices, because I believe they are some of the greatest crimes ever perpetrated against humanity have been perpetrated against this earth, which is vital to our health and well-being. And this is why it's all about a tribe that believes in good stewardship. It's not to say that we can't have progress, we can't create jobs for people, we can't make really good stuff products-wise, but I believe in quite a good dose of minimalism too. We've overconsumed, we've raped and pillaged terribly for centuries, and perhaps even more so during the industrial age, where it's come more to a head, and things like pollution and population challenges and everything like that have created all new stresses and issues, again, primarily to the health of us and all the plants and animals that inhabit this earth. So it's a global and a local crisis that we face. It's very serious. Most people they either can't handle the truth or they don't know the truth. I'm not here to be an alarmist. I'm here to be an educator and part of the solution. I really love that saying, be the change that you want to see in the world. And it all starts with what we do to ourselves. What kind of votes do we make with these corporations when we buy things? That's how we vote there. And what kind of votes do we make with our local governments or our national governments? Who do we support? Are they being good stewards? I believe good stewardship comes to the very top of the list of things that we need to do now. And I also believe in that concept of humanitarian capitalism. So it's, an economy with a heart and a soul, rather than just a profit motive and a greed factor that brings about that profit. So I don't want to go on repeating myself here, but I do want you to be aware of Soul Tribe and the fact that this is something that is basically unlimited. We can start it here in Florida and just allow it to be a model for places around the world, and most definitely that's what I would like eventually. But please let me know what you think. Please make comments, suggestions, whatever. Please, more than anything, for now, at least subscribe to this channel, and maybe if you have the wherewithal to donate some money towards the cause. You don't know me from Adam. I could be some con man up here trying to get money out of you, but the fact of the matter is, we need to have some basic trust too, and I don't know how to go about the whole fundraising thing. if out of the goodness of your heart and in support of everything that I've said so far, if you make a donation to Soul Tribe, it's an actual registered entity here in Florida as we speak, and I will put it in a dedicated account for that, and then I will keep that account somehow as a matter of public information. The initial goal is to raise $100,000, 50,000 of which will be put towards the land, which hopefully might be somewhere out in a neighboring town out west of Sebastian. There's a lot of agricultural stuff out there. I've actually spoken to the city planner out there, and he was totally in favor and rather enthusiastic about the whole idea that I presented to him. And so it'd be the acquisition of the land and then some model buildings that we would put on there, because what would be going on there is the micro farming, sustainable practices, sustainable building practices, tiny houses, permaculture, things that people can do right around. If, let's say, you have a quarter-acre yard or a vacant lot in the city in between buildings where could be dedicated to growing. I spoke with somebody recently. They told me something that I thought of about 10 years ago would be a good thing for a place like Detroit, would be to get that vacant land and make it agricultural, get the local food production. We have to change our whole paradigm. No longer is it should food be produced way out in California and then shipped across to the East Coast, when a great majority could be produced locally and be all part of that local economy and be done in a very sustainable way that doesn't pollute. Again, these pesticides and herbicides are nothing other than powerful poisons, and they're designed to kill. And so we're living in a poison soup, if you will, and we have to do our best to maintain our health. Being healthy now is a greater challenge, perhaps, than it ever was, because of the levels of poison. Toxicity is one of the greatest causes of human ailments. So I think we need to really do something about all this in a very proactive and positive way, and that's what Soul Tribe is all about. So thank you very much for watching this, and please share it with anybody who you think you might have a common interest with, and let's co-create something great. Let's start it here locally, perhaps in Florida primarily, where you might be right handy to get involved physically, if that's what you want to do. But you don't have to be in Florida. You can be anywhere in this world and join this tribe right now, because I need all the help and support I can get, because this is really I want to do this for the rest of my life, and I want it to be such a wonderful joint effort and such a humanitarian, positive, world-changing thing, that it will live well far longer than I will, which is totally fine by me. Alrighty, so thank you so much, and peace.